I give a shout out to you. I can see you watching, Princess Gali. I can see you, Stephanie. Stephen Ehigiato. Thanks for joining me tonight. I can see you. Please share on the wall. Share on your wall. Invite your friends. Invite everyone to come and join us. Let us come together and have a decent discussion. Njume. I can see you. Thanks for coming by. Today, we are going to talk about the lost glory of Bendel State. Up Bendel. You know, I want to take us through a memory lane. I'm feeling very, very nostalgic right now about what used to happen back in the days when we were great, when we were Bendel. A lot of things used to happen in the States. And since that time, but right now things seem to be different. And how did everything change? How did we come to this sorry state that we find ourselves right now? What changed? What is the difference between now, Edo State now, and Bendel State then? Now, when it was Bendel State, we used to be up Bendel. You know, wherever we go is up Bendel. You know, when you say you are a Bendelite, it's like we were just a small state. Nigeria is so vast, but anywhere you go, when you say Bendelite, everybody look at you with respect. It was just up Bendel everywhere. If you go to Lagos, they call you Omo Bendel, Omo Bendel, Mambo. You know, it was just, Bendel State was just so great. Bendel State was just so great. The slogan then was up Bendel. You know, then we had Bendel Insurance, the football club. They go everywhere. They win tournaments and they played football everywhere. You know, things were so great back then. And all of a sudden, we are what we are now. We are just what we are now. So what happened? Where did we mix it? How did we miss the mark? How did we begin to retrogress? So these are the things I want us to talk about today. Yes, Saint-Lexy, we had Bendel Brewery, we have Bendel, we have Ukbila Cement Factory at Ukbila, we have Bendel Insurance. Things were so great. Even Sir Gabriel Osawarik Benedion had a lot of companies floating back then in Bendel State. We have Canada Dry. We have Okada Air. So things were just so great. But from nowhere, everything crashed. What happened? That is the question I want all of us to think tonight. What happened? If you know what happened, please let us know. And how do we fix it? How do we come back and to that lost glory? How do we reclaim it and even go excel beyond that level? So this is what I want us to talk about this evening. So that slogan of Bendel. Now some people would say when the Bendel State was broken into Edo and Delta State, the Delta people went their way, Edo State went their way. So if you're looking at it now, is Delta State better off than Edo State? Or is the same thing that is affecting Edo State affecting Delta? Because some people would like to tell us now that probably it is the Delta people that were carrying that were bringing the glory to Bendel. Maybe it's the Delta people. Now that the Delta people left, so we're now left on our own. So if that is the case, is the Delta glory now, is Delta glowing in glory today? So what happened? Yes, sir, things fall apart. But how? How did things fall apart? Okay, you said so do we had Bendel United as well. Okay, somebody is saying Kenneth Amoro gave us say we had Bendel United. So we didn't just have Bendel Insurance, we had Bendel United. Back then, we had Bendel United, we had Bendel Insurance, we have Bendel Brewery, we have Bendel Line. We had great things going on for us. Even in the public sector, even in the private sector. The private sector, we're having it good. But how did all this thing, nyama, scatter, how did it happen? How did we find ourselves in this state? No, back then we were number one in sports. I remember Bendel State was number one in sports. Everywhere we were involved in sporting activities. When they go to Nuga games, Bendel will be there, topping the list. When they go to all Nigerian sport festival, Bendel is top on the list. Bendel is always top. This slogan was sweet. It was a pride to say, I am a Bendelite. So, when Samuel Osaigbovo Ogbemudia was the governor of Edo State, of Bendel State then, Bendel then, he built a stadium at Ogbe called Ogbe Stadium. Now, this Ogbe Stadium was a center for all sporting activities back then. There is any sport you can name it was taking place at the Ogbe Stadium. Is it judo, karate, athletics, every form of athletics, boxing, wrestling, everything. So the youth back then were happy to go to the stadium to train. So the government really pumped money into sports. The Bendel Sport Council was right there beside the Ogbe Stadium. So sporting activity was going on. The average Bendelite was involved in sport. What happened? What happened to Ogbe Stadium? Then there was this Ogbe Hard Court. The Ogbe Hard Court used to host international lawn tennis tournaments. People come from around the world to come to Benin City to play tennis competition. Back then. So this is the Bendel, this is the pride of the people that we had then. Then crime was minimal because the youth were engaged. The youth were involved in one activity or the other. The youth were very much engaged. They were very much involved in sports. So the whole Ogbe Hard Court was there for the sporting events. The general stadium was there for sport and for football events. When they say football, then people go to Ogbe Stadium, pay money to watch football. They pay money to watch football. I remember there was a football match between Bendel Insurance and Kano Sportif of Cameroon. Or is it? Yeah, I think, is it Kano Sportif? Something Sportif of Cameroon back then. There was a match at the Ogbe Stadium. Everywhere was jam-packed. After football match, everybody would be jollificating. Everybody would be enjoying. You see, the economy was moving because there were a lot of things that was moving the economy. Sporting events. Along that, what's the name of that stadium road? Is it Stadium Road right now? The street directly in front of the stadium. All the shops there were involved in sporting. They were all sports shops where you could buy sport materials. If we want to buy anything sport back then in Benin City, we go to Stadium Road to buy table tennis racket, lawn tennis table tennis bats, lawn tennis rackets, even jersey, swimming trunks, the badminton rackets and badminton feathers. Everything, all the shops there, everything was so beautiful. Everything was so nice. Then from nowhere, everything scattered. And it looks like every successive government is not interested. They come, they are not interested. They are not looking for ways to engage the youth, and they are crying about crime. When you do not engage the youth, when youth are left idle and redundant, what do you expect them to do? An idle mind, they say, is the devil's workshop. So we need to begin to brainstorm and think of how to revamp the stadium and the sporting events and activities in Edo State so that the lost glory of Bendel can be replicated once again. This is what I am bringing to your attention this evening. Back then, behind the main bowl of the Ogbe Stadium was a very large swimming pool. Very large swimming pool. That swimming pool was fully functional. I remember that swimming pool is where I first learned how to swim. That was where I first learned how to swim. I know some of the boys in my area back then, they were probably bolder than I am. They do go to Bata River, Bata Stream, some can go to Ikpe. Me, I was not a river person because I didn't like the dirtiness and the current. And the current. So I used to go to the Ogbe Stadium. I would pay my gate fee. They will give you a tab and a locker. You go there, they give you a key with a number on it. You open the corresponding locker, put all your clothes in there. You come out with your swim trunk. There was a shower by the side of the locker area close to the swimming pool. You shower yourself, then you go into the swimming pool and swim. You practice, you swim. After when you are done, you shower again, go into the locker. Everything was just so beautiful back then. Everything was just so beautiful back then. And all of a sudden, nobody is talking about it. Nobody is caring. The government is not talking about sports anymore. They are not caring. So what went wrong? What went wrong? Because of the great sporting activities back then, we used to have a lot of sportsmen. Bendel have produced great sportsmen for Nigeria that represented Nigeria in international sporting events. We have lots of them. We have lots and lots of them. To mention a few, we have Charlton Hizwellen back then. We have Bruce Ijiri Road back then. We have Felix Imabi back then. We have Dele Udo. These were great sportsmen back then. We have David Ejoke, Godwin Obasogi. Godwin Obasogi was in a tracks and field event. Isaac Ikhworia. We have Peter Koyegwachi. Everybody know Peter Koyegwachi. And even Davidson Ande was a very great boxer. Was representing Nigeria all over the world, Davidson Ande. And the whole legion of swimmers. There were a lot of Paralympians, people, even disabled people. They were going, footballers. A lot of sporting events was going on. We produced great people in sport back then. Then what happened? How can we reclaim the lost glory? Dan Felix Osage Obasogi, you're saying Leventi Supermarket, Kingsway Supermarket, exactly. Those ones were actually, we had Leventi's back then, we have Kingsway, we have UAC. Those were actually multinational corporations that came in and probably left. We are not, even Bata Shoes, you say, yeah, Destiny Clark, you said, even Bata Shoe and Lennon's, yes, Bata and Lennon's, they were there. But why I'm not even bringing those ones in, because those probably were affected by the the economic situation of the country after Buhari came and strangulated everything. Even John Holt, sorry, Andrews said John Holt, exactly. So when Buhari came with austerity measure, strangulated all companies, most of the companies left. That was back then in 1983, 84, 85. So that was back then. But there's nothing the state can do about that. But why I'm talking about sports right now is because there was everything the state can do. The sport event was just the state activity and the people. It's not like Leventis, who is a multinational company, Lenance, John Holt, Bata, those one, their headquarter company can decide to pull them out if things are hard for them in the country. But Ogbe Stadium is ours. It's ours. The Ogbe Stadium is ours. The sportsmen and women are just us. So that is the thing. But now, what really happened now? We may not. I don't want to put all the total blame on the government feet, because back then the whole sporting activity started from the schools. The whole sporting activity started from the schools. We had what we call inter-house sports then. Inter-house sports, where there are competitions between houses. Even schools that don't even have Surezi says cinema houses. Yeah, now at least cinema houses are back right now. Yeah, that is true. Back then there used to be cinema. We have Regent Cinema. We have what is that name of that cinema along the Way, along Teddy Secular by Sampler Road. So we had that another cinema there. We have one by Downsing Cinema. There were a lot of cinemas back then. Yeah, but those are just one more business. But I'm talking about something that could involve a lot of people from the state and the people forming a synergy to create events that can benefit a large portion of the society. So that is what went wrong. So please, if you are still online, I want you to share. Please keep on sharing this video right now so that other people can know that we are here and come and join us. Just share, please, and and invite your friends. Just tag some of your friends. Just write their name on the chat line. They get the notification. You share it on your wall. They can see it and come over. So if you know there are some of them, just go to their wall, share some of them on their wall so that a lot of people can come over. So we're Pastor Presida. My brother, good evening. So you're saying bad government, dividing the country is the best solution. Let the northern go because they hate progress. Now, you're talking about the northerner. The northerner has nothing to do with Ogbe Stadium. The Ogbe Stadium is our own. The northerner are not the one making decision whether the Ogbe Stadium will function or not. They are not. So this is purely our responsibility. When it's time to blame the northerners, I can blame them for certain things like the cattle rearers, the herdsmen, Boko Haram, Islamization and all that. But right now, I believe the problem as we speak now is our problem. We are all directly involved. Why am I saying this? It is not only the government. Because look at, back in the day, like I was saying, we had inter-house sports in school. Inter-house sport was not just a one-time event the way it is now. The way it is like a continuous exercise that at the end of the year, there will be a competition between houses. Even schools that didn't have boarding houses, they were having inter-house sports events. There were inter-school competitions. Schools were competing with schools. Do you know most of the Bendel insurance players back then, they got them from Edokbolo Grammar School. From Edokbolo Grammar School, most of the football players playing for Bendel Insurance, and they ended up playing for Nigeria. They were a lot of them were from Edokbolo Grammar School. So there were a lot of inter school sporting events. There were even many clubs in Edo State, in Benin City then. I think there was one club called Unweru Bombers. Unweru Bombers Unweru Bomber was a football club in Benin. It was a football club in Benin. So there were little clubs, there were baby clubs, everywhere was busy. Schools were competing against schools. Now, who is holding schools from competing right now? What is stopping secondary schools from competing in sporting events as we speak? No, there were a lot of ways we challenge, we develop ourselves those times. Our students were engaged. That was why crime was reduced. Crime was reduced because the youth were very, very much active. They were involved in many things. I could remember back then, my school used to play football competition, hockey competition. I doubt if they know what hockey is this day. Maybe they can only see hockey maybe the only thing hockey they know now today is ice hockey, the one they watch in movies. I'm talking about field hockeys. My school was playing field hockeys. St. Maria Goretti was playing field hockeys. There was other schools from other parts of the state. They were coming they were competition. People would move from this school to go to another school. My school, I attended Niger College back then. We had a male hockey team and female hockey team. Sometimes our female hockey teams would go to St. Maria Goretti to go and play hockey with St. Maria Goretti schools. And we would go there, we would cheer them. They would be playing, we would be cheering them up. And they would come to our school, they would play. There was this, everybody was busy. Everybody was busy. There were a lot of organizations in schools. We had school debates. We had school debates then. We had quiz competitions. We had press clubs in school. We have science clubs in schools. All these clubs, they were all challenging each other. There were a lot of a lot of activities in schools back then. So what now happened? And now they are complaining that there is oh, blessing Peter, you went to Niger College. Okay, I'm also from Niger College. Igbafe Afegbai is watching. I think Igbafe Afegbai was from Niger College. I can remember this name. Igbafe Afegbai. Yeah, he's a Niger College student as well. So Niger College was though it was a new school back then, but we were involved in many of the sporting events. We were involved. So what happened now? What happened? And there are a lot of voluntary organizations back then, and every school they had their own organizations. We have the Boy Scout, we have the Girls Guide, we have the Boys Brigade, we have Ambulance Brigade, we have the Red Cross Society, they have the Man O' War. These were all voluntary organizations. And you see them, in short, when you go to the stadium on October 1st and on May 27th, National Children's Day, you see everybody decked in their uniform, their school uniform, ceremonial uniform, and all the voluntary organizations, everybody decked in there. So I used to, because I was a member of the Nigerian Red Cross Society back then, I used to deck myself on my white and white and go into the field. I would be in the field because as a Red Cross member, we were allowed to go into the field in case there's anybody who is injured. We use the stretcher to bring them out and perform first aid treatment on them. So I used to take pride on the fact that I am in the field. All my other students, they are out seated on the spectator joint area, but me, I will be in the field. People will be shouting, "Hey, Lexy, hey!" I'll just be, when I get to school, my head will be big. I was in the field, you were just there. It was fun. It was fun. You know, man of war. We're almost in sometimes we are in 3 different organizations. I was in man of war, but I didn't, because I'm not that gra type. So I didn't quite like man of war. So I withdrew myself from man of war. I concentrated on Nigerian Red Cross Society. Actually, I joined the Red Cross Society from the primary school. Not even from secondary school. From the primary school, I went to the headquarters of the Nigerian Red Cross Society along what this street. If you're going to GROA, going along, they call it Red Cross Crescent, actually, opposite police officers' mess. There's a road opposite the police officers' mess. By the left there, that was where the headquarters was. That was where I used to go when I was in the primary school. Primary school. I was going there when I started secondary school, and they brought it to school. I was happy, and you know, even today, most of the things I learned from Nigerian Red Cross Society are still in my head. Like the 7 principles of the IRC, 7 principles of International Red Cross Society. There are humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary service, unity, and universality. There are 7 principles. They are still in my head. I learned that from the cradle. So how can people who go through this kind of life turn wayward? The society need to rise up. They need to wake up and begin to engage our youth. They need to begin to engage our youth. As already said, everybody eye don't open. Our government is corrupt and things were no longer as it was. People started traveling abroad to make better life, come back with good cars and rebuild what? And rebuild a father house and more. Okay. Yeah, nobody is saying it's not a bad thing to go abroad and look for money. It's not but it's not everybody that is going abroad. It's not everybody that can afford to go abroad. You know, let me tell you one thing, most people that are going abroad, if they had their opportunity back home, they will not even go abroad. And that is a fact. If they had their opportunity back home, most of us that are living outside Nigeria, if we have our opportunity, we will not be here. We prefer to be back home. And I can guarantee you that there are a lot of us that are still here today. Why are we even discussing and why are we talking now? Because we want our state to be better, our country to be better, so that we can all go back home. We can all go back home and start something. People want to go back home, but they are afraid. A lot of people are afraid because of the insecurity. Now, why I'm bringing all this is that if we go this way, a lot of things will go better. If we go back to the Lord's glory, if we find out where we missed the mark, a lot of things we fall into place. Yeah, somebody's mentioned about Felix Okunbe. Yeah, he said, Kenneth Omorgi saying, Epa, you're very correct, sir. Satuale for you, because you remind me of Tom Line Cup, Enaigbe Cup, Savior's Cup, Oba's Cup, Tony Aneni Cup, Governor's Cup, and I played all these matches. Felix Okunbe was the organizer back then. All right. You see, there were a lot of cups for competitions back then. So now, can't we revisit it? Can't we revisit all these things? We can. We can revisit all these things. We can find out where we missed the mark, and we prefer solution to them. Because, like I said, a lot of football, many schools were involved in sporting activities. Many schools, Erosa Grammar School, Edokbolo Grammar School. No, then I think they were calling Erosa Gram 90. Adolo College, SCG College. There were a lot of competition. School was sweet. School, you see, when there are a lot of activity, it's not just a lot. This day they want you to just read, and tear. They want to tear your head and put book inside. It makes school boring. All work and no play make Jax a dull boy. If you, ICC, Immaculate Conception College. Yeah, but back then I remember ICC was just like an Abjebota school. Until they know that book. They were not too involved in sports. I may be wrong. ICC and Edo College were not too much involved in. They were not too good in sports, but they were very academical in their approach. So, Rosa Grammar School, SCG College, there were a lot of schools competing. You see, when schools are going to other schools, they will charter bus. There's a lot of interaction between schools. From there, you make new friends. Things were just bubbling. And people were busy. The stadium was busy. A lot of sporting events was taking place. No, we used to had great. Edo State was so great. I mean, Bendel State was so great. Like I said before, it was just up Bendel anywhere you go. When you say I'm a Bendelite, even the sound of the name was sweet. It was sweet. So, all of a sudden, everything just went down. I'm not talking about pointing finger. I don't care whose regime it was that made everything to go down. But what I'm now talking about is, what solution do we have? What do we need to do to bring the lost glory back? It was not only in sport, in music. I remember back then there was a sports institute in Afuze. If you go there now, it's covered by grass. Sport Institute, no longer in existence. If you go to the Ogbe Stadium now, I doubt if the stadium still and the swimming pool still have water. Yes, when Oshomole came in his first tenure, he renovated the Ogbe Stadium. Now, that was a very good thing that he did by renovating the Ogbe Stadium. After renovating the stadium, what happened to the manpower? What about the sportsmen? What kind of sporting event did they organize for schools to compete for? What kind of sporting event was organized? How did they as they renovated the stadium, what happened to the Sport Institute at Afuze? Why was it not renovated and recommissioned so that people can start going to that school to practice sports? Why did they not bring out money to finance sports? Why not? What are our government, what are they doing right now? Now, one thing they don't know is this. Right now, the money that people earn from sports in the worldwide today, every year is in excess of $3 trillion. Excess of $3 trillion. And everybody can get from that money. So you see, this day I discovered that most Nigerians are selling their nationality to foreign countries just to become nationals of those countries in order to get sponsorship. In order to get sponsorship for sports, to participate in sports and all that. What kind of life is that? People go to Qatar and become Qatar nationals, change their name to Muslim name because they were neglected back home. And these are people with talent and potentials. Every street in Benin, there is a talented footballer. Every street, there is a talented footballer. There is a talented athlete. There are talented sportsmen everywhere in Benin. In Edo State, not only in Benin, in the whole state, there are talented people. Talented people. We are letting them to waste. I remember back then there was one of my classmates, a female. She was a strong boxer. She was very good in boxing. Yeah. Though I didn't know why she didn't pursue the boxing career. So many years later, when I met her, I shook my head. She was now married. She had some kids, and she was just a shadow. I just no. Being a boxer didn't actually stop her from marrying, or even if she don't want to do boxing, she could use that strength and that talent to do something else in sport that can earn her money. Then when I saw she was even selling, I think she was selling at a kiosk back then. Her situation became very pitiful. Pitiful. So that is what I'm talking about. Bendel State was so great, was so glorious. But Edo State can be more glorious, can be greater, if we all put our hands on deck and provide solution. That is why we are talking this evening. We need to put our hands on deck and provide solution. First of all, we need to start from the primary schools. We need to begin to promote sporting events in primary schools. We don't even need to wait for the government to start it. But we are going to come to the government, we're going to push them. But we, on the individual level, there are things we can do. If you have old student association of your school, you can put out a competition, can sponsor a competition. Let the student compete for them. From there, people will build up their talent. Now, back then, I can tell you, in music, Bendel was number one. In music, when we were Bendel. When we were Bendel, we were number one in sport. When we were Bendel, we were number one in music. All the great musicians back then, a lot of them were from Bendel State. If you think of Sonny Okosun, if you think of Felix Liberty, Chris Okotie, Savito Waifo, Osayomore Joseph, Ivy Edna Ogoli, Laureen Okotie, the Majek Fashek, the Oritz Wiliki, the Ras Kimono, they were all from Bendel State. These were great, in short, these were the movers and the shakers of the world in music, of Africa in music. Of all these people I just mentioned, only one was mentioned that came from South Africa. They called, what's that lady from South Africa? Chaka Chaka. Chaka Chaka is the woman from South Africa. Was the only foreigner somebody else we were hearing back then. You say Alex O. I don't think Alex O was from Bendel. I don't know. I may be wrong, but I know a lot of them were from Bendel. But Alex O. I think Alex O was Okorigwe, Alex Okorigwe. I think that is an Igbo name. I don't know if it's a Bendel name, maybe from Agbo or Asaba back there. I don't know. But I'm talking about the people I am very, very sure of. Like Mike Okri. Mike Okri was one of them. No, these were great. These were great men. I'm not talking about people who play music on a local level. I'm talking about people who were shaking the nation in music. Guys, Sonny Okosun was international. Sonny Okosun was on the same level with Fela and Nicolas Boputi. International. International, that's Sonny Okosun. Felix Liberty was shaking the nation. Chris Okotie was shaking the nation. Sir Victor Waifo, Osayomore Joseph. There are people today that still argue with you that Savito Waifo is from their own place, that it was not an Edo man. If he Edna Ogoli, there were many other people that I can't remember now. If you can remember some of them, then you can name them. It's not like, I know there are other people then that are not from Edo State, like GDOB, Daniel Wilson. Daniel Wilson was from Cross River. GDOB, I don't know where he was from, but his name doesn't sound like an Bendel name. But these people I mentioned, Sonny Okosun, Felix Liberty, Chris Okotie, Laureen Okotie, Savito Waifo, Sayomori Joseph, Iviena Ogoli, Majek Fashek, Oritz Wiliki. These were people, Mandator. I think Mandator was from Calabar, I think. Victor Essiet was a Calabar person. Mandators, there were two. The man, Victor Essiet, and the other lady. So, yeah, on her hand, okay. This I'm talking on her hand was great, but these are people who were playing locally for us. I'm talking about people that move the nation here. That's why I'm naming these people. When Akabaman, yeah, but the difference between Akabaman on her hand and Osayomori Joseph is that Osayomori Joseph music was going nationwide because he actually started from Lagos. So his music was going nationwide. But Akabaman and on her hand, they were very great men, but their music were played for the local people, from the Edo people. Yes, somebody is calling in. Let us hear what he has to say. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Duke from Koblenz. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening. What's your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution to what you said initially, that how the good Lord are past glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you it was a political reason, you understand?
Political reason, right?
Yeah, they saw it that we Bendelites, we are so strong. You understand?
Yeah.
We was a threat to the nation in the future. So that's why they disorganized us. After the disorganization, we saw our people now flaring, running to Europe.
Yeah.
You understand? That's how we lost it out. Getting it back again is just the grace of God.
Yeah.
You can see what the people are doing today in Europe. They forget where they are coming from.
Yeah.
Doing other things.
Yeah.
So it needs the grace of God to get our glory back.
So you think there's nothing we can do on our own until even if the grace of God has to work for us? What do you think we need to do on our own?
Yeah, we have to go back to the roots, you understand? And it's a self-agreement, you understand? It's not a collective effort, it's a self-agreement, you understand? If you agree, and I agree, that let's do it how it used to be, then we can move forward. But a situation whereby you want to make it a group, then another problem will come up again.
Why? Why would problem come up? Why can't we just do something?
No. It's not being a problem coming up. No, you understand how I say problem. You understand when you come together as group to let's do something.
Yeah.
Then you see people with divided mind coming inside again. You understand? So what I said is a self-decision. You understand? If you decide that you want to do it how it used to be, I encourage you, I respect what you started now because it was your decision.
Exactly.
You love it how it used to be. That's why you came up speaking about it. Yeah. So for those of us who have this same interest like you, we should start doing it from our own, educating our own children. You understand? We cannot educate the adults anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's going to be a self-decision and the grace of God. You understand? Yeah. Our own duty now is to focus on our children that are coming. You understand? To make them better than how we used to be.
Yeah.
That's my own opinion.
Thank you very much. What's your name again, sir?
I'm Duke from Koblenz.
Duke from Koblenz, Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your contribution.
There's no problem, sir. You're
God bless
welcome.
you. Yeah.
Have a great evening.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, bye, sir.
Bye. Now, like our brother Duke just said, that there is something we could do. Who is this? Florence Johnson. Wow, don't let me run come on for here. You said Eric Donaldson. Eric Donaldson was from Bendel. Sister, are you saying Eric Donaldson was from Bendel? Don't let people hear you say that one. No. I beg. Eric Donaldson was not from a Bendelite. He was from Jamaica. He's a Jamaican. No, like our brother Duke was saying that everybody could start individually. I think he is right. But I also believe that even as we are doing it individually, we can also do something collectively. For example, let's say let's start a movement. We are all here right now online. We say, okay, let's start a movement and form an organization like we are your talking. Say, okay, let's donate money like ₦1 million and sponsor a sporting event, and the winner of this event we get like the club that win the sporting event, we get like 500,000 naira and a cup. We can call just to encourage that kind of sport in Edo State. Don't you know that if we bring money together collectively and put out advert placement, schools can actually compete. And in the process, 1 or 2 people will be removed from the street. 1 or 2 people may discover their talent, and they may discover their future. So as much as we can do it individually, I still also believe we can equally do it collectively. So that is that. So Prince Sonny Red, you asked if this number is also on WhatsApp. Yes, sir. It's also a WhatsApp number. But the problem with WhatsApp is when you call on WhatsApp and somebody else called directly, the WhatsApp number will cut off. We may not be able to say what you want to say. That is that. Now, what my question now is, we have Ministry of Arts. We used to have Ministry of Arts and Culture and Ministry of Sports in Edo State. I think this present government, they changed the whole thing. I don't know. They only have 18 ministries today. I don't know how they changed everything. I don't know how it's going right now. So, but I'm gonna give you the names of the ministries that we have in Edo State today, and the names of the commissioners. Because time don't reach, would they take their name, they shout. Because now money is budgeted for all these offices every month. Every month. And we are not seeing anything on ground that they are doing with the money. We are not seeing anything on ground that they are doing with the money. We have ministries, and for example now, we have Ministry of Energy and Water Resources. Ministry of Energy and Water Resources, which means this ministry is supposed to be responsible to give us electricity and pipe-borne water. For God's sake. Since the past 20-something years, there have not been any single pipe-borne water in Benin City, in Edo State. Now, what is the Ministry of Water Resources doing? Why are they budgeting money for that office? What are they doing? Our Ministry of Energy, what are they doing? And the person that is handling that, because in July, this past July, all the commissioners were sworn into office. And the person that was sworn into office in this ministry is called Yekini Idaiye. Yekini Idaiye. What is Yekini Idaiye doing right now? What are his programs? What are his plans over energy and water? What is he doing? So we need to ask the commissioner for energy and water resources, we need to ask them what they are doing. No water, no light. Exactly, I saw Andrews. He said no water, no light. And here we have a ministry for water resources and ministry and energy. And one person is handling those two projects. Those two projects are under one person, the Yekini Idaije. So we need to ask them. We need to ask them what they are doing with the money, with the money that is budgeted for that office every month. They go to Abuja, they collect money, and they are doing nothing. Now there is another ministry called Ministry of Communication and Orientation, led by Paul Ohombamu. Paul Ohombamu is the Commissioner for Communication and Orientation. What orientation are they giving us in the state? Orientation about what? I don't get it. Why would somebody... So we need to ask questions. We need to ask questions. Now, the funniest thing is science and technology. For God's sake, we have Ministry of Science and Technology in Edo State. Schools don't have science labs. Government school does not even have science lab. Hospitals does not have equipment. There is no research center anywhere in the state. We're talking about science now. And forget about the technology. What kind of... There is no single technology. There is no single thing that they are doing in that state. And there is a commissioner there. And the name of the commissioner is called Emmanuel Agbale. Emmanuel Agbale is the Commissioner for Science and Technology. So what is he doing with the money budgeted for that office? Now, the most annoying ministry that was carved by Obaseki is called Ministry of Wealth Creation, Cooperative and Employment. Did you hear me? Ministry of Wealth Creation, Cooperative and Employment. So, which wealth who did they create the wealth for? For we or for themselves? Do we need ministry for wealth creation? Okay, what are they doing? Are they empowering people? Are they giving out soft loans? Are they giving out loan to people, soft loans, or cooperative? What? I don't get it. What are they doing? And the commissioner for this ministry is called Emmanuel Used. Emmanuel Used, let us ask them what they are doing with the money budgeted for that office. What are they doing with the money budgeted for that office? Talking about Emmanuel Used, Ministry of Wealth Creation. So, and they should let us know how many people have benefited from that ministry, how many wealth they have created, how many persons has become wealthy by under them, how many cooperatives they have given money, how many employment they have created. They should not come and tell me that this their police that they constituted that the other day. This traffic warden. That they just these people, they are taking us for fool. Now, I was so angry when the Obaseki reconstituted the traffic and they changed their uniform, because a new person has to make money now. The uniform they were using before, they have to change it, so somebody else has to carry the contract and sew new uniform. Which means if this present government leaves and another government comes, they are still going to change. That one is still going to change the old people, change their uniform, and make money again. Exactly what Babangida did when he became the head of state of Nigeria. Babangida changed police uniform and took the contract to sew police uniform for the whole Nigerian police. That is what they are doing. And this is what they are doing to kill the state. I'm telling you the reason why Edo State has gone down. They are creating useless ministries that does not have any structure on ground, so that any money that is coming to that ministry at the end of the month goes to their pocket. Goes to their pocket. Ministry of Energy and Water Resources. So the money that is budgeted for that office, what do they do with it? Goes to their pocket. So that is the problem. Now, okay, we have Ministry for Women Affairs and Social Development. The commissioner is Magdalene Ohehe. Okay, so Ministry of Women Affairs. Fine, that one is good. There are a lot of things I know that Women Affairs can handle. These are social issues, and we really have a lot of social issues in the state. Okay, and we should also ask them what they are doing. I hope they are doing well. I hope the money budgeted for that office is being utilized. At least we cannot just fault everything they are doing. I know Women Affairs, a lot of women need social help. A lot of women have been abused. A lot of women, I know that this office also are also in charge of abandoned babies and all that. So those social issues need to be addressed. Well, that ministry should be handling that, and I think that is okay. Now, the most annoying part is the Ministry of Infrastructure. Ministry of Infrastructure. And the commissioner is called Osahon Amioleme. Osahon Amioleme. Now, what infrastructure is in place in that state? Which one? Is it road? Is it bridge? Is it electricity? What infrastructure is there? I don't know. If you know, make una tell me. So these are the things that are killing the state. So we should begin. These are the people that is eating the money, siphoning the money, not doing anything that is making the state to go down. Then we should begin to ask them to be accountable for what they are doing. They should account for what they are doing. Now we have Ministry of Mineral, Oil and Gas. I don't know which. In short, I don't know the Ministry for Mineral, Oil and Gas. I don't understand it. Why should there be a Ministry for Mineral and Oil and Gas? Good evening, my sister Iotete. Thank you for joining us. Ministry for Minerals, Oil and Gas. And the commissioner is Joseph Ihioke. Ministry. So now oil exploration is not done by the state. Gas exploration is not done by the state. Now there are diverse minerals in the state, and all the minerals are supposed to be exploration are supposed to be done by the federal government. Why should a state have a Ministry for Mineral and Oil and Gas? Okay, now let's assume they have the Ministry for Mineral and Oil and Gas. What minerals have they mined? What minerals have they mined? What are they budgeting the money for that office for? And what has come out from that office? What has Edo people benefited from that office? They should let us know. We should know. These are the things that kill the state, that make us go down. Sometimes it's not because they divided the state. I don't believe it's because they divided the state. So now we have Ministry of Youth and Special Duties. For God's sake. Ministry of Youth and Special Duty. Wetin be special duty? Abeg, anybody know the meaning of special duty? Special duty. And you will budget money for that office. Special duty. What is that duty? What is that duty a commissioner will be doing for us as a citizen now? Now I'm a citizen of the state. What special duty do I need that make me to go to the Ministry of Special Duty for the Commissioner of Special Duty to attend to me? What is the special duty? If my wife no gree give me food, now I wanna be the special duty. I can't. Why should a state create such a ministry? I know. I've been special duty now the arm of government where the government is send some special message where it not get name. Abi, I don't understand that one. Why should there be a ministry for special duty? And the commissioner for Ministry of Special Duty is called Micah Amanoha. So what is he doing? And they call it youth and special duty. So what are the youth? What youth? It's not even youth development. What youth? Ministry of Youth, as in what are they doing for the youth? So all these ministries the state has, there is no one that is tangible, that has something that you can point out one particular thing that they are doing. That, okay, what is this? What are these ministries doing now for the state, or for the general public, for the youth of the state, for the citizen of the state? What is the function of the Ministry of Special Duty? Okay, we have Ministry of Finance. Okay, fine. Ministry of Finance. That one is very necessary. That one is the commissioner of that one is Osagi Egbinedion. Okay, we now have the Ministry of Budget. Why can't Ministry of Finance handle budget? Why should there be a separate ministry for budget? What will be the difference between finance and budget? What is the difference between finance and budget? How many times do they budget in a year? So can't there be a department in the Ministry of Finance that does budget? Must you have a separate commissioner for budget? Now, look, now the CMO, and that one, the commissioner for that one is somebody they call, a woman they call Hajia Miriam Abubakar. Only God knows if that one be a those state citizen. Okay, that one, we'll forget that matter. Now, the another ministry they still have is physical planning and urban development. Ministry, I'm not going to listen. Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Wait till they want plan physically. So they're supposed to get Ministry of Spiritual Planning too. What be physical planning? I look, so they just, I don't know. But we are saying this new government, especially the new governor is very vast and a technocrat, intellectual, because there's one guy that normally sing his praise. Anyway, let us hear somebody else comment. Hello, good evening.
Uncle Duke again. This is Duke here again, sir.
Okay, Mr. Duke, good evening again.
Duke from Koblenz. Yeah, good evening, sir. Yeah, I just I lost your video somehow, somewhere along the line. Now I got it back and I've been listening, and I heard you mentioning ministries of all kinds of various, yeah?
Yeah.
I think those things, let's not see those things as problem, yeah?
Okay.
It's good that they are there, you understand? But the issue is that they are not doing their job.
What?
You understand?
Okay, but the problem, sir, Mr. Duke, the problem is the job that is assigned to a ministry. For example, Ministry of Special Duty. What is special duty?
Okay, I understand. If you want to take it as if you want to take it from a low basis, the special duty, let's come from the security aspect. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When there are chaos in the town, you understand, or in the state, you understand, there should be a specialist who takes care of those stuff. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against you, but let those things be there. The good thing about it, they should monitor them and work accurately. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They are just there and they are not doing their job. That is why it's becoming a problem. People ask, what are they doing? You understand what I mean?
Yeah. I understand
let those things be there. They are no problem. But the good thing is they should do their job.
Okay. Let me ask you one question. There is Ministry of Finance and there is Ministry of Budget.
Exactly.
Oga, what is the difference between finance and budget? Can't one ministry handle the two?
I would tell in this area, I'm not a specialist. You understand what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a specialist, and I don't know. I don't know what you studied or what you're doing. You know, before those things were set up, there are reasons for those offices. Budget and finance, it has a long way to go.
Okay, there is no anyway, this is a state budget.
Yeah.
State budget, the budget once in a year. Then you create a ministry for it. Now, every ministry will have a commissioner, it will have a permanent secretary, it will have a department of admin, it will have department of, it have all various departments and a lot of structures, messengers. You see, the money that will go to that office every month.
Yeah.
And it's just a civil service job.
Exactly.
So now my problem is Ministry of Finance can have a department in the Ministry of Finance that handles budget office, that handles budget.
That's how you are right. You are very, very right. So, like what I told you initially, that if they are doing their job thoroughly, we won't see these things. But let's leave it the way it is at the moment. You understand what I mean, sir? Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been listening to you. You've mentioned so many names in different positions.
Yes.
My question on you is, do you know these people or you got their name from somewhere?
Sir, I don't need to know anybody one-on-one as a citizen.
Okay.
It is my duty to know.
Understand.
Okay. Go on.
I understand. When I said, did you know them? I didn't mean you know them one by one. Maybe you have influence. Maybe you have somebody who can talk to one of them. That's what I mean.
No, I'm not supposed to know them, sir. I'm supposed to feel what they are doing. For example, the Minister of Energy and Water Resources. I'm not supposed to know him. I'm supposed to see when I dig a borehole. Connect my pipe borne water to the public tap and it flows. Then I feel the influence of that person. So if I cannot fetch water from a borehole, then the Ministry of Water Resources is as good as useless.
Yeah. Good. You know, Mike, why I ask you if you know this thing is if you know them, it's not so deep that I want you to know them one-on-one.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason is, they need orientation. Those people are there, believe you me, they really don't know what they are doing.
Okay.
So they need an expert. For example, you. Why I call you an expert now, because you've seen two worlds. You've lived in Nigeria before, and now you have an opportunity to live here in Germany. So you see how things work here and how things work in Africa. So now you are an expert. You can go down to Africa. This is your new forum. I don't know since when you started it. This is your forum. Set it up there to treat and educate these people. You understand? There might be a change of heart.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you check this whole thing, we are saying we've lost our glory. You understand? Before we came into this political way, who is into this office, who is this, who is that? You understand?
Yeah.
My opinion is these people there, they really don't know what they are doing. You understand? They need somebody to educate them. But we stay here, we think, oh, they're moving all our money, they're doing this. But nobody has told them, this is what you have to do. This is the right thing. You understand? They don't know it. Believe me, brother. If you happen to be in Africa till now, you won't be talking the way you're talking today.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean?
Okay. Now, first of all, my brother, you do not know me. You are just seeing me on TV. I will tell you, if you want to seek audience with any of these people, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't seek audience with them. And let me give you a scenario. When Godwin Lucky Igbinedion was the governor, I had something that could benefit the state. I went with my partner. We went to the state government house to have audience with the governor. They told me that when we got there, they said it is the office of the first lady that is handling such initiative. So we have to book. Okay. We have to book audience with the first lady. Now, when we got there, the first lady now sought. First of all, she didn't want to listen to all. She sent his PA to come and address us. Then I refused to talk with his PA. I said, what I have is very, very important. If it's not important to the governor, it's not important to the first lady, then we are going. That was when they now asked us to wait. They went to go and talk to the first lady. And when the first lady now called us in, she now invited the wife of Ogiadome. Two of them were in the office. Now I now discussed this initiative with them. Do you know what they told me? They said they are going to host a television program where I will just come and talk, just the way I'm talking right now, and just educate people, and that's all. Yeah. But this is an initiative that needs government to study it, and put some money into it to benefit the public. But they were not interested. That is the society we are living in. Then
I believe you.
So now, if you think me, I will now go to one ministry. I'll come and say, "Oh God, this is what you need to do to boost your ministry." They will boot you out, my brother. The only platform we have to talk is where we are talking now.
Okay, you're very right. I want to speak Edo language with you now.
Okay.
It's okay?
Very okay.
If we speak Bini on this platform.
It's very, very okay.
Okay. Over Badomo.
Call your turn.
Domo, sir.
Well,
this whole thing, where you as individual, you understand?
Exactly.
We are joking, we really speaking, but I'm not doing a worry, I'm not doing a worry. But I have a big love for my town. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I want the best. So, in my team, Manore, you, yeah? Why they do community no failure? Yeah? This is honestly taking in an Yagao, but in Yagi in Yagao.
The Edo communities, the Europe.
Yes.
The one and work in Yagauna.
Mother program is a one. If it have to be a clear mind thing, a community, a do community gilero, no belong to the Manao with a clear mind. Una comes with that idea. You understand? Where is you as individual, you will not go as a body from Germany, a do body in Germany. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah? Then you would be listening to 100 Yeah, damn it. But the problem, you when you are individual, who knows you, who are you, we are KD and all those things. So many things will come. You understand? It can't happen from the beginning. We have to go back to the drawing board again. Make things right again. They are to do community no Yana. We should start addressing those wounds here. Yeah? Because it's not just coming here and between all these funny things they are doing. You understand? It's beyond that. The opportunity we have coming here is to make our home better back home. But anyway, you. So I'm challenging you now, Vefa. Yeah?
Cool.
I know you've been here for a long time. You know one or two bodies that operate this Edo community stuff.
Yeah.
Let's start reorientating these people.
Okay.
Lahore, email you well. The station where
From what to you?
Already, Frankfurt, you are not far from me. You are just 1 hour away from me.
Yeah.
You understand? I have lived in Stuttgart for 9 years.
Okay.
You understand? I just moved into Koblenz not long.
Okay.
Now, yeah. I have seen, yeah, and I've been in Germany now for the past 13 years. And I've been into engineering here. You understand? And I have seen how they do things here. You understand? We can do better than this, but just because this corporation.
Okay, my brother West.